Hello, my name is Bo and I am a yoga teacher. I'm here with you today to talk about health. We're going to start with a breathing exercise. So come to a comfortable seat. You could sit cross-legged or maybe on your shins. It's up to you. We're going to practice cat-cow breathing. For the little people, I call this one rainbow breath because you're going to be arching and rounding your spine. This style of breathing integrates your mind and body. It also warms your spine and innervates all the nerves in your spinal cord, which prepares your limbs for movement. So sitting with your knees bent, place your hands somewhere on your legs for leverage. As you inhale, arch your back, lifting your chest and your chin. Exhale, follow to round your spine, pressing your back away, tucking your chin towards your chest. Following inhale, lift your chin and chest again, arching your back. Follow your next exhale to round your back away, tucking your chin towards your chest. And keep breathing in this way. I'm going to turn sideways so you get a different view. Inhaling to arch. Exhaling to round, pressing your spine away. And follow your own breath pattern. Any inhale can arch your back, making a cow pose. Any exhale can round your spine, pressing it away as you're tucking your chin, making cat pose. Let's take maybe 2 more breaths in each direction for your cow and your cat. And when you find yourself somewhere in the center, sitting up tall, that's where you'll stop. Now that your spine is innervated and your limbs are ready to move, we'll take a moment to talk about what exactly is health. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. There are multiple features to wellness, so let's talk about what makes complete health. Physical health is about your body, and this includes strength and balance, motor skill development, mobility, and yes, the capacity for rest. Mental health is about being able to pay attention and having space for creativity. Responsible decision-making and problem solving are also part of being mentally healthy. An especially important part of mental health is feeling good about yourself, having positive self-esteem, being able to do things for yourself, being self-sufficient. Emotional health is different from mental health. Here we're talking about being aware of your emotions, the ability to recognize and regulate your emotions. Emotional well-being is also about managing stress. Yoga can definitely help with that. Having healthy social skills is important so you're able to work with others, communicate effectively, especially when problem solving. Healthy social skills also include making and retaining healthy relationships, having empathy for others, and respecting different perspectives. Overall health is also about being ready to learn, being curious and engaging in new activities and new ideas. Good overall health is important for you to live a more comfortable life. Yoga can be a positive influence on all the health aspects we just discussed. Let's move through some yoga poses for physical health, but also for mental and emotional health. Yoga can be good physically because it depends on how much or how little you'd like to put in it. How much physical activity you do in every pose is up to you. But it's good for your mental health because it requires focus, paying attention to your breath and how you move from one pose to another. And also for your emotional health and well-being because you're learning something new. You could be challenging yourself, even if it's in a simple balance pose. So we're going to start today with a yoga pose pattern, which means we'll start in one pose and move to another in a pattern a couple of times on each side. Starting with a great pose for when you feel maybe a little physically, mentally, or emotionally unsteady, rock. It's a great place to come when you just want a little break. So starting on your hands and knees, press your hips back towards your heels and lower your body down toward the mat. This is rock pose. You can bring your forehead all the way down to the ground if you like. You don't need to. Sometimes it's nice to have a pillow or a yoga block to rest your forehead on for rock. Take a breath here. And then follow an inhale to begin to lift yourself up into table, drawing your hands underneath your shoulders. From here, we're going to come into dragon pose. Bringing your left foot forward, plant your foot on the ground. Raise your arms high. This is dragon. Now you're going to twist your dragon. A couple ways you could do this. You could simply turn your body towards your bent leg and reach your arms out in a T. Or if you like, you can plant your right hand outside of your leg and twist away. Take an inhale, come back to dragon. And now we're coming back to table, putting both hands to the ground, bending your knee, and back to rock. Press your hips towards your heels. Take a breath. And now to the other side. Rising up into table, placing your hands beneath your shoulders. Sweep your right foot forward. Plant your foot on the ground. Bend your right knee and bring your arms up high overhead. And then twisting your dragon. Take an exhale to turn towards your bent leg. Maybe you tee your arms. Or maybe, if you'd like to twist a little deeper, plant your left hand outside your left knee, and then you can give a little press away with your hand. Coming back to dragon, inhale, draw your body forward. Back to table, place your hands to the ground, bring both knees together, then hips towards your heel, rock pose. We'll do that again on each side, returning to table on an inhale. Exhale, coming to dragon, bringing your left foot forward, bend your knee, reach your arms high. Exhale to twist away. Twisting your dragon over to the left. Bringing dragon back to center. Returning to table. Place your hands on the floor, knee to knee, press back for rock pose. Inhale for table again. This time dragon to the other side. Sweep your right foot forward, bend your knee and lift your arms. Twisting your dragon, turn over to the right side. Big T with your arms if you like, or stretch it out a little more. You decide what your body needs. Back to table. Both hands to the ground, knees together, and a final time, press your hips to your heels. Maybe stretch your arms long, rock pose. Now we're going to come into some standing poses. Returning to table, draw your hands underneath your shoulders. Coming up into downward dog, curl your toes under. Now straighten your legs as you lift your hips up to the sky. You can keep as much or as little of a bend in your knees as you like. Take a long breath here, and we're going to step forward into warrior one. So take your eyes towards your hands. Step your left foot flat to the ground. Bend your knee. Your right foot, bring your heel to the ground, maybe turning your toes out a little bit sideways. Reach your arms high. This is warrior one. Draw your shoulders back over your hips. Coming into warrior two. Make a T with your arms, and now you're going to turn your body over to the right. So maybe step a little bit longer with your right leg. This is a sideways pose. If you look at the edge of my mat, because I'm on a yoga mat, you can see that I'm facing the side. Nice bend in your knee. It's a good balance pose, good pose for building strength in your legs. Now we're gonna come into a pose called triangle. Straighten your left leg, keeping the long T with your arms. Begin to reach your left hand away. Let it pull your body sideways. When you're as sideways as you'd like to be, reach your left hand down to your leg and your right arm high. This is another nice place to have a block or something to lean your hand against if you don't want to put your hand on your leg, or maybe you'd like to stretch a little further and bring your hand down to the ground. Now coming into extended side angle. Reach your right arm high, let it pull you up to standing. Bend your left knee and plant your left elbow right on top. So it's a little rest here. Sweep your right arm away from your body and then cross it in front of you and lift your bicep up to your ear. Now you're one long line on the right side of your body. This is extended side angle. A great way to stretch, but also building a little strength. Now we're going to come back to downward dog by taking a runner's lunge. Reach your right hand to the floor. Lift your right heel. Now put your left hand down on the mat, and all you need to do is sweep your left foot to meet your right, and you're back to downward facing dog. And we'll have those same poses to the other side. So look toward your hands, step your right foot forward for warrior one. Planting your foot, bend your knee. Draw your left heel to the mat, maybe turning your toes out to the side a little bit and bringing your arms up over your head. This pose is warrior one. Draw your shoulders back over your hips, stand up nice and tall. Now I'm going to come into warrior two, and this time you're going to see the pose from my back side. You're going to big T with your arms. This is the sideways pose. Maybe step your left foot away a little bit. T with your arms. Nice bend in your right knee. And coming into triangle pose. Straightening your left leg. Your right leg. Reach your right arm away, away, away. Let it pull your body. And when you're as sideways as you'd like, place your hand on your leg, reaching your left arm up overhead. Again, this is a nice place to have something to plant your hand on, or maybe even taking your hand to the floor. Then coming to extended side angle. Lift your left fingers, let it pull you to standing. Bend your right knee and plant your elbow right on top. Sweep your left arm so your bicep comes by your ear and you've got a nice long line. And coming back into a runner's lunge to come into downward dog. Plant your left hand to the floor, lift your left heel, so now your body's facing down to the ground. Bring your right hand next to your right foot, and when you're ready, step your feet together and you're back to downward dog. Take a long breath here in downward dog. Now we're going to come into some balance pose. Draw your knees down to the ground, back to table. And this is balancing table. There are a couple of ways you can do this. Try a few. Start by maybe reaching your left arm forward, keeping your gaze down to the ground. Maybe lifting and lowering your arm a couple times. See how that feels. So you're on your knees, toes, and one hand. Now maybe extend your right leg. Try coming to your toes first. Then, if you like, maybe lift your right leg. This is balancing table. Now, if you're feeling comfortable here, maybe try some movement. Maybe bending your knee, drawing your hand back to the ground, and lifting them away again. Maybe. Try it, see how it feels. And then when you're ready, take it to the other side. Bringing your left hand and your right knee back to the mat. Lift your right arm. Maybe lift and lower. See how that feels. Challenge your balance. Then, if you like, extend your left leg. Come to your toes first. Then maybe lift your leg. You can stay just where you are, balancing in this pose, or if you'd like a little motion, bend your knee, lower your hand, and maybe lift and lower a few times. Challenging your balance is good for your physical body, but also mentally, trying something new. And when you feel ready, lower your knee, lower your hand, and sit back. One breath in rock pose, bringing your hips to your heels, stretch your arms long, take a little rest. And follow an inhale, come back to table. Now we're going to take a big pose. This is a back bend called camel. Rising up onto your knees, there are a couple of different ways you can take this pose. You could keep your knees just under you. I'm going to show you this one first, and then I'm going to show you one where we're using dragon legs. So for camel pose, bring your hands to your low back, sort of press your hips forward. The same as we did in cow breath, lift your chest as you inhale, draw your shoulders down your back, lift your chin, and maybe stay just here. If you like, you could release one or both hands towards your heels, keeping your chest lifted. And then slowly lifting your body up again. Now for dragon legs, if you bring one knee forward, I'm going to move my left knee first. So this is the same position we used for dragon legs. You could keep one foot forward on the ground and then maybe press your hands to your hips and lift your chest. Or maybe reach one hand back for your heel. And maybe you'd like to try that on each side. Take a little time, play with the pose, see how it makes you feel. How does it feel physically to have one knee bent or both to the ground? To lift a little higher, maybe to keep your hands at your hips, or maybe to keep your hand to your heel. And when you've played enough with that pose, bring yourself down to a seat. We're going to come into a pose called Peacock. Extend your legs at an angle, only as far away as you like, with your toes pointing upward. This is a deep forward fold. Place your hands in front of you and start to walk them away. When you feel some sensation on the insides of your legs, when you feel the muscles stretching, pause for a breath. And then maybe you walk your hands a little further away and pause. And maybe this is a perfect place for you to stop. Take one breath more here. And then on an exhale, go as low as you'd like to go. One breath. And inhale, bring it back up, and we're going to move into Pretzel Pose. So cross your legs. With your arms by your side, take an inhale, sweep them up over your head. Follow an exhale, twist over to the right. And you can lower your arms once you've twisted your upper body. Keeping a long spine, pressing through your tailbone and lifting up through the top of your head makes it easier to breathe in a twist. Follow an inhale, lift your arms above your head and bring your body back to the center. Exhale, twist over to the left and then lower your hands. Again, keeping a long spine. Sitting tall, inhale, reach your arms over your head. Turn your body back to center. And we'll take 3 more cow and cat breaths together before coming to restoration. So placing your hands in front of your legs, follow an inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin as you arch your back. Exhale, coming into cow breath, pressing your spine away, tucking your chin to your chest. 2 more, inhale, lift your chest and chin, cow breath. Exhale, tuck your chin, press your spine away for cat. Inhale, 1 more cow. Exhaling, 1 last cat. And then come to stillness and rest. You can sit up tall or come to lying on your back. Thank you for sharing this yoga practice for good overall health.